Good evening. Welcome to NDWG Democratic TV. Tonight, the past actions shape our future.
Mwariwe inzwa kuchema nikayedu yavapanguva takamira pamugano wera mangwana.
Good evening. Welcome to Champion Network TV in collaboration with NDWG Global TV. I am Mija, and these are the top stories making headlines across the world, here and at home. And here are the headlines. A temporary ceasefire agreed between the United States and Iran, though violence continues in parts of the Middle East. Israel intensifies military strikes in Lebanon, raising regional alarm. Zimbabwe prepares for a UN Security Council visit amid ongoing constitutional debates. Global market reacts positively to the ceasefire news, but oil supply remains a concern. Here are the news in detail. US-Iran ceasefire takes effect, tension remains. A 2-week ceasefire between the United States and Iran is officially coming into force after weeks of intense military confrontation. US President Donald Trump says talks will be guided by a 10-point Iran framework, while Iran maintains it has withstood foreign aggression. However, analysts warn this is not a peace agreement, but merely a pause in hostility. Oil infrastructure remains damaged, and regional stability is fragile. Now we come to the Middle East. Israel strikes continues in Lebanon. Despite the ceasefire, Israel airstrikes have continued across southern Lebanon and Beirut, reportedly killing dozens. Israel says Lebanon is not covered under the US-Iran agreement, a position criticized by humanitarian groups. The United Nations has called for urgent restraint, warning the region is one miscalculation away from a full-scale war. Then we come to the global market response to crisis persists. Global stock market rose sharply today on relief over the ceasefire news. However, energy experts caution that fuel prices remain unstable. Shipping through Strait of Hormuz is still disrupted, with several oil wells shut down and supply chains strained across Asia and Africa. Now we come to the African news. Africa faces ripple effects on Middle East crisis. CNN reports that several African economies are already feeling the economic fallout of the Iran war, particularly through rising fuel costs and the transport disruptions. Notably, Nigeria, Kenya, Zimbabwe, and South Africa are among countries battling inflationary pressure, with fuel shortages hitting agriculture and essential services. Then we come to Zimbabwe. A UN delegation is set to visit Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is preparing to host a United Nations delegation ahead of the crucial UN Security Council vote. According to ZBC, Zimbabwe That's ZBC News. The visit aims to assess governance, economic reforms, and human rights concerns. Government officials say the engagement reflects growing international engagement. However, constitutional amendment bill gains mixed public reaction. Public consultation on constitutional amendment bill number 3 continues across the country. While supporters argue it will streamline governance, critics warn it could weaken democratic checks and balances. Civil society organizations have called for a broader, inclusive, and transparent consultation. Then we come to the economy. Agriculture payments progress. ZBC reports that 80% of grain payments to farmers have been settled, with Grain Marketing Board releasing 32 million to producers. Authorities say this move will strengthen food security ahead of the next farming season. Then we come to sports. Zimbabwe hosts a CAF African Schools Championship. Zimbabwe is hosting a CAF African School Championship, bringing young football talents from across the continent. Organizers say the tournament highlights Zimbabwe's commitment to youth development and sports diplomacy. Now we are coming to the close. That brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. We have been watching Champions Network TV in collaboration with NDWG Evening News, and I am your host, Mija. Good night. Stay informed and stay safe. Thank you.
To help us grow, please give us a big thumbs up, share this video with your network, and hit that subscribe button right now.